You two were here. I would have had well, I totally forgot about it. I guess I couldn't have done it, but I was here for
They're hugging me for a second.
Let them know that. It really was.
maybe it'll be different. 60 wasn't there as bad. I know it's like too far away. Yes, are weird, man. We can see everything.
On that says two. It only says one. Well, do what you gotta do.
Everybody's awake, huh? Unless maybe it did it on its own. Hopefully it'll be alright. If this works out alright, then I'll live stream from the 360. I can actually live stream from the 360. That kind of look on my phone. There's a lot more people here this time than last time. Oh, there's a lot of good news today. There was a lot of good news on the agenda, which is good. I'm thinking, if I read it right, that we got first in state with the gaming league. The new gaming, the esports or whatever. Yeah, we got first in state. I guess, if I understood it right. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. But if I'd have to guess, it's Mommy watching. She said she was going to show up today. Mom was talking about coming tonight. So she's seen how long it was. It might be a long time. lot of stuff on the agenda, so. Hmm? I think they're all pretty well taken up. I think they're all pretty well taken up. Oh, you can sit. I'm fine. I've been sitting all day.
So haven't I done that, whatever testing is?
I have no idea.
This test. Yes, Saturday, 4. Half school day.
That's yesterday's.
Oh, yeah, that's what high school.
Yeah, there's quite a few here. There's trouble.
Down the hallway. Okay, 7 p.m. finally. For those of you that were here early, apologize for the confusion on our start time. Our meeting to order, roll call.
Cameron.
Here.
Easley. Here. France. Here. Wilson.
Here.
Krieger.
Here.
Stiles.
Here.
Stevens.
Here. Item 2, pledge of allegiance. Item 3, additions, deletions to the agenda. Do we have any?
Nothing of substance.
Thank you. Okay. Item 4, consent agenda items. Anybody have questions?
Actually, these are probably gonna be for you. She's already asked me, and what she asks now, I don't know the answer to. I'm only answering what
The huddle, is that the AD stuff or what was that?
also what, Kevin wanted to use for
Yeah, what
the
was
official
Kevin
scheduling.
used? That was what I was
I think that might have been the
I
same.
don't know if they do that to us.
I was thinking that's what it was. Cause it caught my attention, it was the same thing as that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, the DECS, digital copy systems. And on the David and William, they were a positive and a negative. Did you not?
all.This, which is a system I run that through, because I had messed it up on this month's bills. Should be zero.
Okay, alright, that's all I have. The rest of it
Yep.
she answered.
Cause I took it out and then tried to fix it and then forgot I tried to fix it, so that was, we were messed up, but now they helped me with that.
Okay,
Perfect.
that's all I have.
Anyone else? Okay, need a motion for consent agenda items?
Second.
Roll call, any roll?
Beasley? Yes. France?
Yes.
Musson?
Yes.
Fraser?
Yes.
Styles?
Yes.
Stevens?
Yes.
Cameron?
Item 5, high school student of the month, Becca
Becca.
Brown.
Becca, are you here?
Yep.
Oh, there she is. This is Becca Browning, and we have honored her this month, and we'll continue the rest of the month.
Okay.
Come on out here.
Come on.
And she's here with, her sister Kylie Matthews and Lee Miller. Oh, okay. And we're just really proud of Becca. She is always one to step up and volunteer to help with things. She will be there till the end, even if everybody else has left, she will help, and she's just somebody that you can count on, so. We really enjoyed having her come in every morning, and she does the announcements for us, and does the pledge, and she does a really good job. I think maybe she should, start a podcast or something, so. So, we're just really proud of Becca, and congratulations on Student of the Month.
What are your plans?
My plans, like after high school?
Yeah.
I plan to attend SIUE, hopefully, but, yeah, I'm gonna major in chemistry, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do with chemistry, but it's such a broad area that I thought I would go with it, so.
Okay, start down there and just come around and shake everybody's hand.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
We got some kind of presentation? Fantastic.
Ben, would you? Now tell them what this does. Nope, don't be scared. You know, Mr. Krause. Tell them about
Just
it.
look at Mr. Kraus, don't look at the rest of us.
These are the Edisons, and they will fight against each other this time.
Did you build them?
Yeah.
Wow. Can you show us how it happens?
I started replacing the Spherobots with these Edisons only because the lithium ion batteries, they pop up, they're junk, and then you have to replace it. Where these, you can actually undo, and there's a chargeable AA battery, just pop right in and you're off again. So this was actually only $50. The Spheros are still over 200. So besides being cost effective, Legos fit on them, and you can replace the charging systems. So,
Good.
yeah. And we have Hudson and Trip. This is the new science Legos. This is 3rd through 5th grade. They go through a book. Sometimes they follow it, sometimes they get a little adventurous. So can you show them what you do?
Turn them on. You get a card and hook them up.
So you built those?
Yes.
How long did it take you to build it?
Not that much time.
And then Trip showed us what he was drawing 2D, and he wanted to make it 3D. And we tried wire, we tried other things. What was this? All right, can you take him out, and will he be a 3D character? Okay, show us.
2D looking 3D. Just kind of, if you start messing around with these a lot, keep the hang of it, you can make a cowboy. Forgot the horse, but weapons. More weapons.
Yeah, boys.
And we have Rosalind.
This is my Lego house that we're going to. It's a pretty Lego house, and there's an inside. This is the 3rd layer. It's a blue with the so I don't This is the 2nd layer in the bathroom and in the bedroom with the TV. And then the 1st layer is person 3D and it's a living room.
Good job, buddy.
I would add that Rosalind is super creative. She made a really neat diorama out of paper and some, what are the little toys? Like, it's a little puppy dog, wasn't it? Yeah, a little puppy dog, and she made a whole bedroom that's in our office, and it's really neat. So the Legos are just another step further.
Awesome, kiddo. Here, I'll take it this time. There you go. All right. Then we were gonna have Cambry. She had to have a dance class, so Katori and her sister Keiko is going to present. Now she has the 6th through 8th grade Legos. They just come with an extra motor compared to the 3rd through 5th. Yep, go ahead and set it up. You're fine.
Okay. So we have cards that allow us to connect them. And when we connect them, we are going to be able to control them with different things. There's all kinds of different colors. You can make it in different things. So if you put it in front of red, and just keep doing that. Sweet. So there's different colors that basically do different things.
Is it spinning in a different direction?
No, I don't think it does that.
Okay.
Just before things.
So did you and your sister do that together?
I know.
You guys work together on that?
My other sister did. I actually don't put it up. I'm making the wings spin. So different colors like make it do different things, like blue. Okay. Blue makes it go like all the way around. Green does that. Purple does this. It's like like back it. Just hidden itself. Okay.
So it has light sensors.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
These control wings. This you can.
So you did all the programming for that?
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
Good work.
Keiko graciously took over for her friend, but she was in our house meeting, so she has been able to use the cardboard cutter. You press it smooth.
then there's a speed bump that sometimes it doesn't go well.
Very good.
I'm learning on the practical and I made a level type Lego set and it's a truck.
I like the colors on it too.
And I also made these. They use these. I learned at school today, and I wanted to do it for the board meeting. They used these a long time ago when they didn't have TVs or movies. And if you do this and you change the picture on both sides, it will look like it's moving. And show them both pictures. I made a butterfly and a dumpling every time you change it.
One last one. She's ready. Okay. Green light. Ha. All right.
Okay, so first to turn it on, you have to push the nose. And what you do is just slowly push it with the thing. Make sure the cardboard is facing this little bump right here. So that's where the thing is going down. And if you want to make like a circle or something, you slowly just turn it.
So you built,
And
did you build that?
and if when you're done with it, you pull on the back, and there should be like cardboard things in it, like little cardboard scraps in there. In this, if you pull it.
Very good.
That's all we have. But
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks, guys, for bringing those in and filming for us.
You've been working really hard.
You guys ready to go? It's perfectly fine.
You don't have to stay unless you want to.
No pressure.
No pressure.
I should probably go see my cat.
Thank you, Mrs. Hollenbach, too.
Yeah, thank you.
I miss you too.
She misses me too.
I can't wait to see the view from the 360 camera.
Dot Pierce was one of the ones, Corporation gave us the grant for the Legos. They taught me about, I didn't even know there was such a cardboard cutter for children. I'll be planning on keeping going to their workshops, but don't lose sight of their grants. You can use it for science, math, any of the STEAM components.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Okay, item 5.2, we've got the Astoria Esports Rocket League team as the IHSEA 1A state champions. They played on March 17th in DePage at Midwest Battlegrounds. Congratulations to Cooper Davis, Jasper Lideker, Colston Clark, Curtis Taylor, and Landon Bradfield. Courtney, that's your group, right?
Yes.
And are some of them here?
Yes. And we also have another one.
Well, I know, I was just gonna say, maybe we ought to
It's kind
introduce
of the
both
same.
of them.
It's the same group of kiddos. So you guys might as well come up.
You guys
Come on up. Come on up.
While you're getting up here, I'll also mention, so yeah, item 5.3 is the Astoria Esports Valorant team, the small school IHSEA 1A, 2A champ. Does somebody wanna tell us a little bit about what that competition's like?
You want me to do Rocket League or Valorant? I mean, what do you wanna know about it, like what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us how that.
Start with Rocket League. Tell me about Rocket League.
Well, we had to show up in like the big area where all the PCs are, and a bunch of other people competing in other games, playing like different games. And we played Rocket League and made the greatest comeback of our life. Basically like soccer, but it was like car soccer.
So is that a car game then?
Yeah, it's just like soccer, except you're in a car and it can fly. And you can hit the ball. It's the same thing.
And then how many schools did you compete against?
So 4 make it to finals. But like you said, like in this big arena, there were some college matches going on. IHSEA also had, I think that was Super Smash Brothers. They were competing in their finals. So it was a very busy place that day.
Yeah.
I was gonna mention the schools that we faced.
There was Rocks something, and then there was Peoria Heights, and then
Yeah, Peoria Heights was there in the
St.
finals.
Anne.
Roxana and St. Anne Community High School. They were in our 1A. They made it to the finals.
Now, are you all playing at the same time, or do you like have?
there's
head-to-head
3 of
battles?
us playing against, so it's a
Yeah,
3 on
3 to a
3.
team on this one.
Okay.
And then you can sub people in if you want, but it's how long is it? It's 5-minute matches, and the points can go on forever. You just doesn't really matter there. You can score as many as it like goes to, and then you can go into overtime if it's same points, and it's first to score. Then we went into overtime like 3 times. Yeah.
Well, good job. Congratulations.
Thanks for representing us this
Yeah.
way too.
Valorant is a bit different, because that's a whole different game. That's a 5-on-5 like shooter. That's a whole different. It's not really like a sport like the other one. The other one feels more like an actual sport because it's based off of a sport, so it feels a little bit more intense. But the other one,
It has more strategy.
yeah, you gotta like really think with your team. Like everybody's got to work together to make it happen. We're all like yelling at each other back and forth, and then you're yelling at the other team as well. It's really competitive. After somebody wins a round, everybody stands up and starts yelling at each other. It's different. It feels just like basketball.
Sounds like it's intense.
It really was.
The teams they faced there, in that one, that was just Sunday. So the bougie van that you guys bought, it can handle the weather. I got to drive home in that. But it was really cool. NIU has hosted this last year when they got second in Valorant. And they do a really nice job. It's where they compete. It's their whole, it's less arena-like. It's more straight-on competition. But the teams that we faced there, Glenwood High School, West Central High School, and Intrinsic Schools downtown is how they list themselves. But Glenwood is a really good team. I think they took home first place in a couple other
Yeah.
games.
Because they're 2A, so they had won
Yeah, and they are
different things
a
out with
school.
us.
That's Chatham.
Yeah. So
Yeah, in Rocket League, it was just 1A schools. Valorant, they face 1A and 2A schools, so. I mean, it's a big difference when you think of our numbers.
We also had beat the team that beat us for when we competed for first last time when we competed for first. We had beat the team that beat us. We beat them first game in playoffs. So they didn't even make it to like the bracket.
Yeah,
Who
we
was
beat them to make it to finals.
Who was that?
Salem.
Salem, yes. So, I'm really proud of them though, because this started in January. Valorant is 2 days a week. So that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Rocket League, because it's a quicker game, you can play 3 matches in one day, so we've played that on Wednesdays. But these guys are committed, they helped get it going and made it what it is, so.
And thank you to you, Mrs. Roy, for being there and staying with them. Because I know they like to stay here as long as they possibly can to play.
We're here for you, Emily.
Yeah, Valorant lasts a while. Those games take like 40 minutes, sometimes an hour. Rocket League's way faster.
Yes.
Way faster.
Good job, guys.
You did it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, item 6, audience to visitors. We've got 2 people who want to speak. Anna, you're first.
She wants to be a teacher, so it's like,
I'm here tonight to request that the Astoria School District hire a registered school nurse. I want to begin by acknowledging that I have nothing but respect for Stephanie Crothers. She is dedicated to our students and an asset to this district, but she plays many roles in the building. My request is not a criticism of any individual. Rather, it is a recognition that our students' medical needs require the training and expertise of a licensed registered nurse. In September 2025, my 5-year-old son Henry was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. This diagnosis permanently changed our family's life. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease in which the pancreas no longer produces insulin. Managing this condition is not occasional or part-time, but it requires constant 24/7 medical oversight. For Henry to live a healthy and full life, he depends on precise carb count and insulin administration and continuous blood glucose monitoring. The challenges of type 1 diabetes are complex and often invisible to those who do not live with it. Illness, ketone development, dangerous high and low blood sugar, sleep disruption, and the mental and emotional toll are ongoing concerns. At 5 years old, Henry can't recognize or communicate the symptoms of hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia, both of which can quickly become medical emergencies if not treated properly. Importantly, Henry is not alone. He is one of 3 students in our district living with type 1 diabetes. Throughout the school year, I have struggled daily with the management of Henry's medical care during the school day. In my professional role, I serve as a one-on-one aide to a student with epilepsy. However, I am pulled from that responsibility at least twice a day to manage Henry's blood sugar and administer insulin. This creates 2 serious concerns. It disrupts the support of the student I'm assigned to serve, and it places me in the dual role of employee and primary medical caregiver during working hours. While I deeply appreciate the accommodations staff have made to help Henry feel safe and supported, the current system is not sustainable. Henry has had someone volunteer as his medical carrier this school year, and I'm grateful for her dedication. However, when she is absent or reassigned, there have been multiple instances where no trained coverage was in place. On those days, I have been responsible for monitoring and administering insulin without prior notice. This has required me to find coverage for the student I support simply so that Henry's medical needs can be met. As a parent, I manage Henry's diabetes day and night outside of school. Diabetes does not allow for breaks. However, while I'm working, I should not also be functioning as my child's primary medical provider. I often ask myself, what if I were not an employee of this district? What if I did not have the flexibility to step away from my job duties? What if I were home with a sick child but unable to call in because Henry would not have appropriate medical supervision at school? Because this situation has happened countless times already. No family should have to choose between their child's health and their education. No parent should feel they must be physically present during the time their child is at school. Additionally, individuals without medical training are currently being placed in situations that require clinical judgment. Secretaries and other staff members are asked to assess symptoms, administer medications, and respond to potential medical emergencies. This places an unfair burden on them and creates significant risk for students and for the district. An insulin miscalculation, delayed response to hypoglycemia, or mishandled medical emergency could have life-threatening consequences. It also exposes the district to an increased risk of liability. While Stephanie is a great person, she is not a registered nurse and cannot be available at all times. When she is unavailable, other staff members such as Casey Lobster or Tasha Stable are required to provide medical care for another elementary diabetic, neither of which have any medical training. These individuals care deeply about our students, but care alone can't replace professional licensure and medical expertise. A registered school nurse provides far more than emergency response. School nurses reduce chronic absenteeism, improve academic performance, ensure proper management of chronic conditions, provide early intervention for health concerns, and significantly reduce district liability. Most importantly, they provide families with the peace of mind and ensure that all students, especially those with complex medical needs, have access to a fair education. I am not speaking only for my family. I am speaking for every family in this district navigating diabetes, epilepsy, severe allergies, asthma, or other chronic health conditions. Our students deserve safe, consistent, medically appropriate care during the school day. I respectfully urge the board to consider the long-term safety, legal protection, and well-being of our students by hiring a registered school nurse. This is not simply a staffing decision, but is a commitment to student health, equity, and safety.
Thank you.
Do I have any questions for her now?
That's pretty
Thorough.
thorough, yeah. We'll have some discussion about it later on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pam Carlock.
Hello, I'm Pamela Carlock. I'm one of the members of the After Prom Committee, and next month on April 25th, we're going to be doing prom, believe in Virginia, House, and Rushville, and then afterwards we are wanting to take a group of kids to Scotty's at Quincy. They've been doing that for a couple years now, and it seems to be a fun time for our kids. And so I wanted to ask the board's permission if we could borrow a bus or two. Right now, the sign-ups are going until about April 1st. Currently, we have about 50 kids signed up. Between the juniors and senior class, if everybody came and everybody brought a date, we're looking at about 80 kids, give or take. I do have Keith and Philip agreed to help us out if we're able to use the buses. So that's why I wanted to ask if the board would graciously let us use them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're on here. Thank you, Pam.
Yep.
It's on the agenda. It's on there. So next to last item, but it's on there.
Okay, 7, do we have anything under your business? Okay, item number 8, assignment of board member committees. So I give everybody a sheet with that.
I don't think I got one of those either.
I thought one of them was got.
Purple.
Here you go.
Those were based on back when I originally asked everybody what committees were interested in. That's fine. That's what I was confused on how many committees everybody was on. So they were evenly distributed. Okay, if anybody has questions about that, you can let me know. Most of the
Comment on mine.
will not change that. Okay, number 9, superintendent high school principal reports.
Okay, I've got quite a few things here I just want to mention. First of all, we did receive, and Andy is here, so I'm early, oh, yeah, because they're at the table. We received some bus bids, that we had talked about at the last meeting, looking into some bus purchasing. What I would have normally done with this is I would have had a committee meeting for the transportation committee, and they would have met with Andy and I, and we would have gone over these bids and talked about them in detail. And then whoever is on the transportation committee then would have made a recommendation to the board of the whole of what they thought was a appropriate purchase. So 2 things. One, if you want to, we can table this tonight when there's room for it in the action committee or in the action items. You can table it. And we can do the committee meetings, and we can actually then, really review things. Or I have sent you all the information. There are these 2 sheets at your place, you would have had these two sheets. They are the down and dirty numbers. They don't have all the specs listed here, but those were in your board packet. And if you want to talk about it, we can do that. But there is an action item that either we'll need to act on or table it. So what would be your preference? I just kind of get a straw poll of where you'd like to go with this tonight.
I'm ready to buy this.
You are?
Yeah.
You've been studying it, huh?
Yeah.
I might just throw out here while Andy's here, can you give us some recommendations, Andy, when you were looking through these, what your thoughts were?
So, everything is gonna be an upgrade from what we have, of course. The MTE is an international school bus. It is gonna be a Cummins powered gasoline. That is new. It will have the Allison transmission. What I can tell you about the Central States is it's basically the same thing we still have out there. It is a gasoline Ford engine, V8, with a Ford transmission. I don't know anybody at Central States, but I worked here for 10 years, and I feel like we'd have a pretty good relationship if we went this route. I feel like we could possibly get into where we would be like an in-house customer, where I could do the work, and I also feel like I could probably get them to provide us with some service tools as far as programming and things like that.
That's for Central States.
No, that's with Midwest Transit.
Is that who you used to work for?
It is, yep.
Okay, so you might know somebody. You got a guy?
I know them all.
Between the two buses, I mean, I take it you are in favor of the,
I am in favor of the international. I did a little bit of work a while ago on Bluebirds, but it's been a long time. But from talking to all my previous customers, this is the better bus, the international.
what's the timeline look like to get these buses?
I'm gonna tell you that they're both probably lying to you. It's gonna take a while, unless you get really lucky. The one I can think of is because this is a new bus, new engine, we might get a little bit lucky, but August is probably, in the past, it never happened.
So I think the bigger issue, at least from my perspective, is figuring out which direction we go. Do we lease it? Do we buy it outright? You know, to me, I talked to Vicki about that, it's just a simple math, it's just a simple math problem in my mind. Whatever is most advantageous for the district is what we go with. So all of these would end up, we would own the bus after 5 years, basically.
There is a lease to own option on both of these, and then there is a lease to return option.
The lease to return option, what does that gain us?
Well, I don't really know truthfully. This one says residual buyback, but I don't know what that means. I would think that as low miles as we are, and we can take care of our buses, that the value would still be there, but I don't know that side of it.
Is there a time limit where you start losing reimbursement on your buses when you reach a certain age? We were kind of told that last fall, but
Yeah, there is. But honestly, I'd have to look that up because it could have changed in the last 5 years when I've been retired. I don't know if it has. I don't wanna quote something that I'm not sure of.
and are we discussing buying one bus or two? Because I saw
Well, I mean,
both.
we could use two. I looked at, if you go over into the board packet, you see, the in the treasurer's report, there's the transportation, fund, and, we have the funds to buy two, but it's gonna stretch us a little bit, but we could use two. But if the board doesn't feel comfortable spending that much money at one time, then one would be great. But, two would make our fleet, a much stronger fleet, for sure.
Yeah, they take trade-in.
They do, they're worth nothing to them guys. You'd be better off trying to sell it here.
Yeah, I saw that, 1,000 and 750. That's what I worry when you said these residual values. I'm like, all I've ever seen is $1,000 for
Right,
these
and we've
buses.
got one that won't move, so I mean, that's gonna cost them money to get that in.
So, another question for you, on here we've got proposals for 53 and 47 passenger, and they're almost identical. Which do we want, need,
Well-
what are you recommending?
I think 53 is
Yeah.
the right answer, right?
What's the most we just got?
70.
71 or 72.
Yeah.
And that really
That's
is
part of the
three,
school.
that's really three students to a seat though. You have to understand, when they give you a passenger number, it's
Oh, yeah.
always counting 3 students to a seat. And yes, that can happen with kindergarten and pre-K, but, you know, pretty much beyond that, it's not realistic, so, so the numbers are deceiving.
Well, they still pre-seatbelt.
No, these have seatbelts.
These do have seatbelts, but that is enforced now, I know there was some discussion
Well,
on that.
It's not enforced yet, but it does, they're making them now with seatbelts,
I
so
guess
that,
it's subsidiary.
The route probably would, yes.
Can we,
But Keith doesn't like the swap buses.
if everybody wants to, I mean, can we make a motion to proceed with the buses, but yet have the committee maybe get together and decide which, whether we're gonna lease them or buy them? That way we don't hold things up, but, because to me, that's what I feel like is the main sticking point, is which,
well, the interest rate on the MTE was 4.5%. I mean, I know what it is. So, I mean, if I would only consider lease to own, I wouldn't consider lease to return. I just don't think that there's much benefit to that. Yeah, so at 4.5%, so then essentially you're just asking yourself, can we get a loan for the full amount? This is a 5-year loan on here, right? It's 5 years at 4.5%. Are we gonna get a better loan than that from the bank? And I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But that's a pretty good interest rate, so.
yeah, it's 183,440 total over 5 years. It's 15,229. Maybe we should, I think we talked about this the last time we bought a bus, that maybe we should have local banks give us an idea what they can do, so.
Okay.
I would entertain a motion to proceed with the acquisition of 2 buses, subject to the Transportation Committee reviewing finance options. Somebody wants to make that motion?
Make it.
Right now.
We're gonna do it now.
Second
Are we gonna do it now or do we?
I don't know.
It's an action item on.
Okay, well, I was changing it, so I didn't know.
Yeah, we can do it now though, that's fine, we'll just move, it's actually on there as 13.13. So, some very specific projects for this summer. Mainly, we're looking at, plumbing projects. Plumbing is kind of the hot word right now. We've got a lot of toilets that need the flanges replaced, and to do that, you have to dig, you have to pound out the concrete around the toilet and do a lot of digging out all of the building. And we'd like to make the high school bathroom handicap accessible. Exact, because there's already been some changes made to them, but they're very minor. But in essence, if you wanna just pass it around, in essence, what it would happen in the high school bathrooms is that the last stall at the end, the last 2 stalls at the end would come out, and those would become 1 stall that would be handicap accessible. So we would lose 1 stall in each one of those bathrooms, but it's really not too big of a problem. We would do, Andy and his crew would do the installation of the new dividers, and we're looking at then recycling the dividers that are in there into some of our other bathrooms that need some new dividers, and this way we could do all matching dividers in these bathrooms and have like new, not new, but like new in some of the other bathrooms that need it. So that's one of our projects. Anything that you wanna add to that, Andy, that?
No, just the biggest thing is all the water valves are seized and leaking, so any sort of maintenance is just, takes forever.
So we have talked with the architect about all these different plumbing issues, and collectively, it's a fairly decent amount of work probably more than what Andy alone can do. So because we're already contracted with Lavadier, he says that we wouldn't have to put out bids for this work. We could go to Lavadier and say, what's this gonna cost us? And we don't have to do bids because we already are in a contract with them. They're working on the doors in the ag shop because those were cited in our last 10-year health life safety visit, and they have to be fixed. So that was already in play when I got here. Some of this would connect to health life safety work. So we can, we're supposed to meet with the architect next week, is it? Or 2 weeks?
Not sure.
Okay, I can't remember right now, but, and start looking at what this project would be like if we decide to move forward with it. I don't need action on this right now. I just want you to be aware that we're looking at some of these plumbing issues, and water line issues, and we'll have more for you at the April meeting, most likely. Anything you want to add to that, Andy? Next thing on my list is we have now, thanks to Courtney, we have a live calendar on the website, and we're still in the process of getting it actually filled with everything that's going on. But this way, people can go there and they can see everything in one spot that's happening in the district with their time and all that stuff. So that will be live 24/7, and we're working really hard to get that updated and keeping it updated. The audit bids, we have looked through those. We have chosen one of the 3 bids, or one of the 3 firms that gave us an option. However, all 3 bids are over $75,000 for 3 years, and each year they're around $25,000–26,000. We've only in the past paid, at the most, 1 year we paid $9,150, but typically it's a $7,000 fee. So this is almost tripling, quadrupling what we've been paying. So when I shared that with Tim, he suggested I contact our past firm and find out, like, why did we have issues with late, with our report coming back late? What is this? What's the background in that? And see if they would still want to be our auditor. So I emailed them, and they emailed me back, and Ashley was part of those emails, and they said that they would have to get back with me because they were, I could tell, I mean, I'm just gonna say this, these aren't the words they used, but they were offended that we had dropped them. And he said that he had to check with his partners and see if they would be interested in coming back as our auditor. So that's been our back and forth, and I haven't heard back yet. I gave him a few more days and then see what he says, and he was very clear that he was offended. So if you don't mind, I'd like to table the auditing conversation another month and still try to figure out what we can do to maybe regain trust with them. And I gave great apologies on behalf of the district that we did not mean to offend them, just questioning the timeline and the lateness of the reports and such. So try to kind of smooth it over as best as I could, but still kind of waiting. So when we get to action items, it's up to you if you want to move forward or not. If you want to table it, whatever you decide will be fine. Well, kind of fine. It'll be expensive. So one of the 8.5 for me is, I had talked to Tim about this a little bit. Courtney and Braden had been doing all the mowing for us, and we really, really appreciate the fact that they did that, but they would not be brokenhearted if we wanted to find someone else to do mowing. And I understand. I mean, they've got 3 kids, one a little tiny guy, and they're already doing all kinds of things in the district. I understand mowing is not probably their first and foremost concern. So if it's okay with everybody, I'm gonna put an email out to all staff and see if anyone else would be interested in taking over the mowing, at minimum wage, kind of an hourly job this summer, and kind of see what we come out with. If we don't find someone else on staff, then we can put it in the newspaper as an advertisement, looking for someone to do mowing.
I'm losing more.
Pardon me?
I do not.
It looks pretty nice.
I think it was just a year or two ago. I lose track of time, so
I can't remember when we.
I don't think it was too long ago.
I'm sorry, I don't have any
Maybe
idea.
3 years? I think we could not long before we started.
We'll get that with Larry.
Yeah.
Okay, my last thing is district office transformation project grant. And she was really impressed with it, so she stayed after the session and talked to the folks about it. And, so they could see that she was really interested in this. So then they contacted me, because actually the people who do it are happen to be people I knew when I was a superintendent, when I worked at State Board. And they contacted me and said, we have one more spot left. If your district would be interested, we know Casey was very interested in our presentation. And I jumped at it because this is like, you don't get these opportunities very often. But the essence of what this is, it's a federally funded program, and the project is called Learning While Leading Project. It's strategies to foster school improvement and traditionally focused on principals and schools, but research suggests that district offices are critical to improving schools and ensuring student success. So the purpose of this is to work with superintendents and their team to align their systems to support teaching in ways that increase student achievement for all students. So there's no cost to us. It's, I will receive some coaching from, ironically, a mentor teacher that mentor superintendent I used to work with, and we'll just kind of see where this goes. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, just to add to it, when I was sitting in there, I just knew, we were headed towards some changes in administration with Dave retiring. I knew Tori was new to the district at the time, and I just knew that if we had some free mentoring or free coaching, that was something that we should really jump on for our administrative team. So.
Okay. Elementary principal reports.
We had a tornado drill on Tuesday, ironically. That went very well. 8th grade will start the IAR testing on Monday, March 30th. That is our state testing, so the whole building basically will be testing at that point. And then our big reading coast to coast is April 10th. We do that, and Mrs. Schenk does a wonderful job of running that. We've got students, and they'll get balloons. They'll have my office packed. I'll be working in there. If you want a great time, you can come sit in there with those balloons all day. It's a lot of fun. And it is pretty much filled by the end of the day. So it's really, the kids love it. So it's a great day. And then you can see what's going on in everybody's classroom there for the blurbs that they gave me. So that's everything I've got.
Thanks, Dave. Okay. And item 11, assistant principal reports.
Just to expand on that a little further too, what really sold me on it is they look for variety in the schools they choose for this. So one of the schools that was on the kind of COVID, we had a lot of training on like what trauma is, and we should be very informed on it, and they called it trauma informed, but they didn't give you like okay, now what do you do? Like, here's what it is, but then when you have a situation, you have a behavior, like how do you approach it? And we're working on that next week one-on-one, so that I can see what that next week one-on-one, so that I can see what that training is about, and then kind of tailor it to what we need in our building. So that's kind of the plan there, and hopefully we can start next school year out with a training meeting like that to get everybody that training before school starts next year. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Our school improvement committee, so hopefully I'll know a little bit more about that, but I think that is one that if it's cost effective, they'll basically put staff a person in your building. So
school if we qualify for it or not. So I'm gonna look into that and see if that's something that we could do. Because it would, for some schools, depending on what kind of, like I said, like this formula they put everything into, it's basically free. But I don't know that that would be us. So we'll get more information on that. Yes, and I'll let you know. Our Future Teachers Club met again this past month. We are still waiting on additional information considering the regarding the dual credit options for next year. And I think Mrs. Dean is meeting with them next week, so we should have something on that by the next board meeting as well. As the next elementary principal, I'm meeting individually with the elementary teachers tomorrow during parent-teacher conference day. I'm kind of focusing those conversations on, you know, what ideas they have for next year, what their vision is for next year, so that I can see where everybody's at and make sure that we have a shared vision going into next school year, and we kind of know what our focus is going to be. So kind of getting prepared ahead of time, so we're ready and we don't have to, you know, be figuring that out as the year goes on. We know, you know, we can start working on it now, so we might as well. I'm also meeting with several parents tomorrow during the teacher conferences. So I'll be a part of some of the conferences, and I'll be meeting with each teacher individually. We have started our interviews for all the open positions that we have listed for our teaching openings. So far so good, so more on that soon. I have a few more tomorrow. And then on a personal note, I did accept a scholarship from the IASA Moon Foundation, and I'll be recognized at the IASA conference in October.
Which is a big accomplishment. A lot of people apply for those scholarships, not very many people get them. So congratulations to Casey.
And then I'm collaborating with Andy and Vicki on some of the things that Vicki talked about as far as maintenance goes. The class I'm in right now for my superintendency is focused on facilities and facility improvements. So I've been working closely with those guys. Thank you.
One thing I left out was, in my report, I was going to mention, I laid at your place setting this list of medical needs. So Mrs. Crothers put this together for me. This is kind of just a quick list of all the things that she currently does that has to do with medical needs. This is kind of in conjunction with Hannah's statement. And we do have quite a few medical needs here in the pre-K-12. We have, of course, type 1 diabetes. We have other issues. We have seizure disorders. So there are quite a few pretty serious things that are going on in this building that are related to what a school nurse would be dealing with. So, just wanted to inform you of that.
What about this FCCLA paper?
Oh, that was just, thank you for bringing that. That was just to let you know, that happens every year. Mrs. Ewing takes her FCCLA group to Chicago. This is something she's been doing for many, many years, but this is their agenda, just so that she shared it with me and said, if I want to share it with the board, to feel free to do that, so I just.
Do we have to approve it though?
Yeah. It's just for your information.
Okay, item 12, closed session, and we're going in for the first one.
Well, no, I was actually looking, because I have a CD that's gonna come due, and I don't know. Jill and I are working on that, so.
Okay. All right, so we'll need a motion to go into closed session for appointments, employments, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees. Motion?
Grants?
Yes.
Musson?
anybody sticking around?
I'll be nice.
You never know who we have to go look for.
It will not be me.
Okay.